It's one of the great scenes, and we get a chance to be a part of it. This is rivalry weekend, and the biggest rivalry in all of the land is here in Columbus today.
Jake Moody set to kick it off. He has 79 kickoffs, 53 touchbacks, none out of bounds, and one very big tackle for Jake Moody. He'll kick to Xavier Johnson. On your mark, get set, puke. We're underway from Columbus as Johnson fields it on the 2. Returning it to his left, he gets tripped up, runs into one of his own blockers, spins out of a tackle, and is brought down shy of the 20-yard line. And that's where the Buckeyes with C.J. Stroud, leads the nation in pass efficiency, pass touchdowns, yards per attempt, and passes of 30 or more yards. And we got an injury on the kick return. One of the Buckeyes is down, and we'll have to see who it is.
It was the individual that ran into the returner. I don't know if he got hurt before. He seemed a little out of control. But when we talk about this defense for Michigan, you've got to come out, set the tone, and C.J. Hicks is the player down for Ohio State. But when we talk about this defense, it is about setting the tone here early and making sure that you keep everything in that pass game in front of you. You're stout against the run. Between the 20s last year, that's where Ohio State was able to get a number of, they were able to rack up some yards, but Michigan was very stout in the red zone, and I expected a very similar game plan today.
The injured Buckeye, C.J. Hicks, remains on the ground at about the 13-yard line as trainers are out there working on him, and it looks like they're ready to get him up. There's both teams waiting to take the field. And he's going to need to be helped off the field. Let's go down to number 8 for the first time, Jason Avant. Jason?
Oh, yeah, this is a big game, ready to go, baby. This is the best game in the country, the best rivalry in the country, and this atmosphere is electric. Everyone at home, great time to watch this game. Great day.
Looks like Hicks will be taken directly to the tent. Ohio State's offense takes the field for the first snap of the game. And indeed, it will be Mayan Williams getting the start at the running back spot. The sophomore leads Ohio State with 117 carries for 783 yards. He's standing off the left hip of C.J. Stroud. 2 receivers split to the right, 2 receivers split left. As they finally get Hicks off the field, and we're ready to go. Ohio State with the football from their own 19-yard line, 1st and 10 from here in Columbus. They bring a man in motion. That is Stover back towards the line of scrimmage, the big tight end. Snap, handoff to Williams. Nope, faked it, and throwing it directly out of bounds is C.J. Stroud. A little play action and tried to get it to Marvin Harrison, but he was well covered out there by Will Johnson, the freshman, getting the start, and Stroud had no choice but to just zip it out of bounds.
Well, Will Johnson is a very confident young man, and Michigan obviously has a lot of confidence in him to start him off in his first Ohio State game head-to-head against Marvin Harrison Jr.
2nd and 10 for Ohio State from their own 19-yard line. Stroud has it, back to pass, going to fire. Got a man wide open. It's Stover, the tight end, and he is met by Michael Barrett. And here come the rest of the Wolverines before they force him out of bounds. Right at the marker, we'll see if he's got the yardage for the first down.
But they're trying to run a bunch of crossing routes out there and pick guys off so that they can create an opportunity down the field. Good job of covering 15, 20 yards down the field, but they lost track of where Stover was, and it was an easy pitch and catch for C.J. Stroud.
It's about a half a yard short of a first down, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard for the Buckeyes. Stroud has the snap. He'll hand it off to Williams, and he's got the first down across the 30 out to the 33-yard line where Junior Colson leads the tacklers. Move the chains for Ohio State. And they're going to go quickly with the ball in the middle of the field. 2 receivers split to either side. Stroud in a shotgun with Mayan Williams off his right hip. And we get a whistle and a flag. And do we have a false start on Ohio State?
Yep, illegal procedure.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
It's Paris Johnson, the left tackle up front. It's Johnson, Jackson, Whippler, Jones, and DeJuan Jones, the right tackle. That man is a truck, John.
He's a big boy. And Paris Johnson, who was called for that illegal procedure, is one of the best offensive tackles in the country. It's going to be a great matchup between him and Mike Morris all day long.
They got Chip Trainum in at running back. Now they'll hand it off on a reverse look and across the 30, making one man miss. is Ohio State's wide receiver, Xavier Johnson, and he gets it out near the 50. A gain of 19 yards to the versatile Xavier Johnson. Moved the chains for Ohio State out to the 49-yard line.
Well, Ohio State's going to try and use their speed any way they can. They bring Johnson across the formation in motion, and in man coverage, it's hard to keep up with him.
Hand it off, and up the middle is Chip Trainum, who is met immediately and falls forward for a short gain. Maybe give him 2 there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Ohio State just shy of midfield.
Well, Ohio State knows they're going to have to keep Mozzie Smith, Mason Graham, those guys in the middle of that defensive line honest and playing the run, because that's the weakness of this offensive line in regards to pass protection. In regards to run blocking, it's a very physical front for Ohio State.
2nd down and 8 for Ohio State. Stroud back to pass, looking. He's going to fire near side, and it's caught. Forced out of bounds immediately is Emeka Egbuka, and he looks like he's just shy of the 1st down. So Ohio State will be looking at another 3rd and 1.
So far, good job by Michigan's defense, keeping everything in front of them, being there to make the play when it needs to be made right after the catch.
From inside Michigan territory, 3rd and 1 for Ohio State. They snap it. They thought they had the Wolverines in the neutral zone, but Michigan got back. They're going to throw it deep, and out there it is caught. Inside the 25-yard line, it's Marvin Harrison Jr. Oh, that looked like it was doomed. Ohio State thought they had Michigan in the neutral zone, but the Wolverines got back. Then nobody moved. Stroud took the snap and just fired it deep, and Harrison had to come back to it, but makes the catch at the Michigan 25. 1st and 10 for Ohio State. They go quickly. 3 receivers split right, but they're going to run it left with Trainum, and he gets to a hole inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. Good yardage on 1st down for Ohio State.
Ohio State is trying to go tempo here, not allowing Michigan to substitute on defense. And you talk about that catch by Marvin Harrison Jr., his catch radius, his body control, his athleticism is very hard to defend, especially when C.J. Stroud goes back shoulder. D.J. Turner had good coverage on him on that play. It's really hard to defend.
2nd down and 3 from the Michigan 18-yard line. Stroud from a shotgun. Has the snap. Inside handoff to Trainum. He's got the 1st down to the 10. Tripped up inside the 10. And down at the Michigan 6-yard line. Ohio State knocking on the door early.
They're attacking the center of that defensive line right now. Going off the left side where you've got Jackson and Johnson, the 2 left guard and left tackle. Very powerful in the run game.
Ohio State lining up quickly. Hand off to Trainum, running right. He's met right as he gets to the hole, and the Wolverines stack him up there. Maybe a half a yard, and that'll set up 2nd and goal for Ohio State.
Well, this is a very similar picture to what we saw last year. Between the 20s, and obviously now they're inside the 5-yard line, Ohio State was productive. They drive stalled out inside the red zone, and this is where Michigan, if they can force a field goal in here, that'll be a win at this point.
Ohio State goes 4 wide here. 11:01 to go, 1st quarter. We are scoreless in Ann Arbor. Ohio State and Michigan, and the Buckeyes have it. 2nd and goal from the Michigan 6-yard line. It's Stroud from a shotgun. Has the snap. Back to pass. Fires. Has his tight end Stover, and he's met right away by Will Johnson. He'll fall forward to gain a yard, maybe a little more down to the 4-yard line, but well defended as they ran a little pick concept down there, John.
Yeah, it was a great job by Will Johnson coming underneath the pick, fighting through it, being in position for Stover as soon as he caught the ball to tackle him.
3rd and goal. The Wolverines hoping to force a field goal attempt on this initial possession of the game. Stroud in a shotgun. 2 receivers split to either side. Now he looks to the sideline to get the call. Now he's ready to go. Brings a man in motion from left to right. Watch out for that guy. That is Julian Fleming. Back to pass is Stroud looking to the right. He's going to fire back of the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Emeka Egbuka. And Ohio State leads at 6-0.
Yep, all eyes were on Julian Fleming, Marvin Harrison Jr., and they brought Egbuka across the formation. Linebacker depth, was able to sneak in behind the linebackers, and it was a nice pass by C.J. Stroud, leading him. As we heard earlier from Jason Avant, he's a guy, C.J. Stroud, that does a good job of putting the ball where only his players can get it and hitting his receivers in stride. There for a touchdown. 9th
touchdown of the year for Egbuka. On for the extra point is Noah Ruggles out of Jesse Mirko's hold. The snap It's good. The kick is up and also good. Ohio State takes the opening kick. 12 plays, 81 yards, over 4 minutes and 58 seconds, and a 4-yard touchdown pass from C.J. Stroud to Emeka Ibuka, and the Buckeyes lead it 7-0 from here in Columbus. This John Jansen back in Columbus. Jason Avant down on the field. Brian Bush hosting our coverage here on site. Also Jack Miller providing analysis. So we're glad to be with you on this beautiful Saturday in Columbus, and a good start for Ohio State. They take the opening kick down the field and score and lead it 7-0. Wolverines will have Roman Wilson deep, along with Joe Taylor to field this kickoff from Jaden Fielding. 91 kickoffs, just 35 touchbacks, so a chance perhaps for the Wolverines to return it. We did see Blake Corum standing with J.J. McCarthy, looking like he will start this football game. And this kick will actually sail over Roman Wilson's head, and the Wolverines will take over from the 25-yard line. Ryan Hayes, Trevor Keegan, Ololo Watimi, Zach Zinner, and Carson Barnhart, the starters up front. Cornelius Johnson, Ronnie Bell, and Roman Wilson, the wide receivers. Luke Schoonmaker, we are expecting to get the start at tight end. And we'll look to see if it is indeed Blake Corum taking the field, and it is.
Well, it's nice to see Blake out there. It's nice to see Trevor Keegan, Luke Schoonmaker. I mean, this is an opportunity for this football team to respond in a hostile environment, not a very uncharacteristic drive by Ohio State, leading with the run, very patient with 12 plays. Now it's Michigan's opportunity, been very good on opening drives.
10 opening drives for JJ have resulted in 9 scores. With Blake Corum off his left hip, JJ's back to pass on the first play of the game for Michigan. He's going to roll to his right and look downfield and fire, and it's batted away by Tommy Eichenberg, the linebacker, as JJ tried to get it to Luke Schoonmaker, creating some time with his feet.
It's nice to be able to see him get outside the pocket, feel comfortable out there. And Luke Schoonmaker is basically following behind Eichenberg. If he just slows down a little bit, creates some space, gives a visual to JJ, it's there to be had. But again, JJ keeping his eyes downfield, keeping his options open.
2 receivers split left, 1 split right. JJ in a shotgun with Blake Corum next to him. Colston Loveland now motions back towards the line on 2nd and 10. Here's a handoff to Blake Corum, and he's got a hole and fights through it up to the 29-yard line. A gain of 4 for Blake on his first carry of the game. Good to see. Then the Wolverines are looking at a 3rd down.
Yep, 3rd and 6. Not an ideal situation to be in. It's a risk you run when you run a pass to start with and you don't complete it. You know you've got Blake Corum back there. You know you have those options to be able to pick up yardage on the ground. Keep this one physical. Allow this offensive line to work.
Lathan Ransom was the man to make the tackle there. Donovan Edwards is checked in for the first time. Wolverines with the ball on the left hash. A lot of room out to the right, and there's 3 receivers split out there. 1 split left. Edwards in the backfield. 3rd and 6 for Michigan. They got to get it across the 35. McCarthy back to pass. He's going to step up. Fire. He's got his man, and that is Cornelius Johnson, who breaks a tackle and dives across the 40. Move the chains. Cornelius Johnson, JJ making things happen with his feet again. And the Wolverines have their first down on a gain of 13.
Well, it's always nice when JJ's able to scramble to his right, keep his eyes downfield. Cornelius Johnson did a good job of mirroring him. As soon as he escapes the pocket, he goes with them, and it's an easy pitch and catch for JJ once he gets outside the tackle box.
Ball on the 41. On the right hash, Blake Corum back in the game. Wolverines with J.J. McCarthy taking the shotgun snap, hands it off to Corum, and he dances out over the middle up to the 43-yard line, spins forward for a short gain for Blake there. Teron Vincent, the man on the tackle.
Well, early on, it looks like Blake is doing good. It's nice to be able to see him make some of those cuts. We want to see him tested early, being able to pick up a couple of downs there. And this is where the offensive line needs to step up. If you know you've got a dinged-up back, or you have a young back in the backfield, you've got to create some more running lanes, some bigger running lanes, and make it easier for him.
We were told by the Michigan people, Blake told the coaches he wants 30 carries today. And if he gets 30 carries, things are probably going well for Michigan. But Donovan Edwards is in there now on 2nd down and 8 from their own 43-yard line. 7-0 Ohio State, Michigan's first possession. McCarthy back to pass. He's going to fire deep just as Ronnie Bell cuts off his route. Looks like Ronnie thought it was going to be a stop route, and JJ went deep.
Yep, they're reading 2 different things. Ronnie Bell read it as too high, and JJ read it as single high, allowing what would have been hit for the ability for Ronnie Bell to keep on running, and they just need to get on the same page.
3rd down and 8 for the Wolverines, trailing 7-0 early, 7:46 to go, first quarter. Ball on their own 43-yard line. They'll split out Colston Loveland and Cornelius Johnson to the right. Ronnie Bell and Roman Wilson to the left. Now they bring Colston Loveland over to a bunch formation on the left. In a shotgun, J.J. McCarthy on 3rd and 8. Has the snap. Back to pass. Going to roll out. Looking downfield. He's going to fire deep, and he's got a man out there. It's Ronnie Bell, and he's got it inside the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Ronnie Bell moved the chains. A big game there. There is the deep ball for Michigan as Ronnie Bell goes for 33 yards. And once again, J.J. making things happen with his feet.
Yep, escaping the pocket. Protection was good. It just took a lot longer for the receivers to find a way to get open. As soon as J.J. comes to his left, you see the corner come up a little bit, creating some space for Ronnie Bell. And Ronnie Bell did a great job of adjusting to it. Not a great pass by J.J. Could have been a little bit deeper, but Ronnie adjusts to it. Nice completion.
Denzel Burke was the man in coverage out there. Wolverines have it, 1st and 10 from the Ohio State 24-yard line. J.J. in a shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Donovan Edwards. Now he's going to fire back the other direction, and it's touched by Ryan Hayes. And this is likely going to be, I don't know how it's not, intentional grounding. Donovan Edwards was over there, but the ball got touched first by an offensive lineman.
Yeah, you can't throw it to an offensive lineman, and there's the penalty.
Heavy pressure.
As soon as J.J. gets his head, he's got to get his head turned around a little bit quicker. As soon as he gets around, there's pressure in his face. He tries to throw the ball away.
Intentional grounding. Offense number 9. Quarterback was in the pocket. There was no receiver in the area. The penalty is lost it down at the spot of the foul.
I think there was a receiver in the area.
The receiver was in the area, but it was touched by an offensive lineman first. You just can't do that. Ryan Hayes is the one that knocked it down. Heads-up play by Ryan Hayes because it's an ill-advised pass by Ronnie Bell as he's getting whipped around. Tries to throw the ball out, is not able to get enough on it to throw it out of bounds, and that's where you get the intentional grounding.
Well, that's going to back Michigan up 15 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 25 from the Ohio State 39-yard line. See, I think if that's illegal touching, though, isn't that 5 yards?
I think that's what Jim Harbaugh is arguing right now.
Yeah, he's out there talking to the officials saying, look, Donovan Edwards was over there. Harbaugh wants to get his argument in.
And they pick up the ball. They're going to move it up. You're right, Doug.
Wow. Moved it to the 34, so it's...
Well, it's still 10 yards.
Yeah.
But with that penalty, if it had been the 5 yards further, it would have been tough for Jake Moody. They're still 2nd down, time to pick up yardage here.
Well, they're in Moody field goal range from the Ohio State 34. 3 receivers split to the right on 2nd down and 20. Back to pass is J.J. Looking, fires far side and overthrows his man, Ronnie Bell, out there. Incomplete. And that'll set up a 3rd and long.
Well, I think J.J. got a little bit shook on that last play when he turned around. Saw an Ohio State defender in front of him on this next play. This is how you can't let one play affect another. He rushed the throw a little bit. Plenty of time to set his feet. Plenty of time to locate his receiver. Rushed it a little bit before Ronnie Bell was able to clear the defense and get open.
But the Wolverines looking at a 3rd and 20 from the Ohio State 34-yard line. And Michigan goes with a late substitution here. And I'm not sure, with 9 on the play clock, Ohio State's going to sub in. I'm not sure they're going to get this one on. 5 seconds to go. 2 seconds to go. J.J. asks for the snap, and Jim Harbaugh takes a timeout. Yeah, late substitution there. The whistle was blown. The Wolverines snapped the ball,
Michigan,
but
they're first to the half.
They got the timeout before the play clock ran out. 6:53 to go with the ball in the Ohio State 34. Wolverines looking at a 3rd and 20, trailing 7-0 from here in Columbus. Well, John, here's the question. Certainly you want to get the first down here, but at the very least you want to get some yardage and make it a easier field goal for Jake Moody, who's been very good. He's a Lou Groza Award winner, but from here it would be a 51-yard attempt. He is 2 for 5 from beyond 50 this year.
Yeah, I look for Michigan to run some of those crossing routes that we saw against Illinois be effective, where they were able to get Colston Loveland open. You want to be able to throw the ball about 10 yards, and hopefully you can get it to a guy that can make a play and pick up a first down. If not, you've got a safe pass that's going to allow you to pick up some yards and make this an easier field goal for Jake Moody.
4 wide for Michigan. We see A.J. Henning for the first time. Split left with Colston Loveland, Roman Wilson, and Ronnie Bell. Or check that, Cornelius Johnson split wide right. Tommy Dunlop in the Michigan backfield for the first time on this 3rd and forever. JJ's in a shotgun with Dunlop off his right hip. Ohio State rushes 3. JJ back to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle. He's got A.J. Henning to the 31-yard line, and that's where he's dragged down well short of the first down. Cameron Brown, the man there, to bring him down, but that'll make this a little bit easier field goal attempt for the Lou Groza Award winner.
Yeah, I mean, it's exactly what they tried to do, as I mentioned before. Get the ball to A.J. Henning, one of your speedy guys, and just couldn't run away from Cam Brown with good coverage. Good completion, picked up a couple of yards, but obviously not nearly enough to convert the first down.
Ball is on the right hash. This will be a 49-yard attempt for Michigan senior kicker Jake Moody. Snap is good. The ball's placed down. The kick is on the way, and the kick is good. And Jake Moody gets Michigan on the board with a 49-yard field goal, John. And the Wolverines now have scored on 10 of the 11 opening drives that J.J. McCarthy has orchestrated.
Yeah, you want to be able to come away with the touchdown. You want to answer score for score, but to be able to come away with points, Michigan's got to find a way when they get inside the 25. They ended up at the 24 on that one, and it's the self-inflicted wounds that we've seen this team have in the first half of games.
9 plays, 44 yards, over 3 minutes and 55 seconds. It's 7-3 Ohio State from here in Columbus. So the Wolverines answer Ohio State's touchdown with a field goal. And Jake Moody will kick off to Xavier Johnson deep for Ohio State, and the ball falls off the tee as Jake approaches it. So, John, we talked about that 3rd and 20. Good to get a few yards to make that a more makeable field goal for Jake Moody. And very important to answer their score with something.
Yeah, they were able to get 3 out of that drive. They were able, and here's the big thing, they were able to convert some big 3rd downs.
Yeah.
JJ getting outside the pocket and escaping the pocket both ways.
I saw Blake Corum carry the ball a couple of times as this one's popped up by Jake Moody towards the far sideline. Xavier Johnson's going to range over and field it on his own 7. Running right, this could be trouble, and coming over to make the tackle is Jake Moody.
Talked to Jake on Monday, and he's got 1 tackle, now 2. And loves the fact that, hey, he prepares. I asked him what he's doing during practice because I always have those big questions about kickers. And he says, hey, we want to make sure that we're in position. Yes, we want to make field goals. We want to make sure that if it's outside the numbers, that's where we get the kick. Working on those things, but also working on coverage.
Well, the ball is spotted at the 28-yard line after the Jake Moody tackle on Xavier Johnson. Ohio State will have it. Ball on the right hash. 2 receivers split to either side. You see Mayan Williams back in the game for Ohio State. C.J. Stroud takes the snap. He'll fire quickly far side. He's got Emeka Egbuka across the 30. Splits a pair of tacklers to the 40, and he's tripped up. Looks like it's going to be a face mask on Michigan as he was brought down. I believe it was Junior Colson as he got across the 40.
Yeah, and that's the big concern when you get these receivers in space. They're very elusive, hard to tackle.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense number 25. We'll add 15 yards to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Well, Ohio State will move into Michigan territory in 1 play.
Well, obviously, you don't want to have the face mask. You want to find a way to continue to pressure the outside receivers without giving too much ground and leaving yourself vulnerable to the deep ball. In that opening drive, it was three different receivers that were in on that drive, and now all of a sudden you get Ohio State in Michigan territory.
Ball on the 40-yard line as C.J. Stroud will hand it off to Mayan Williams running right. He splits a pair of tacklers across the 35 down to the 31. Snuck through a hole there, and he is dragged to the ground by Mikey Sainristel at the 32-yard line, and Ohio State will have it 2nd and short.
Well, Michigan's got to find a way to tighten up on that rush defense. 47 yards of rushing in the opening drive. They attacked the middle. Now they're attacking the edges.
Ohio State going quickly. C.J. Stroud back to pass, looking deep. Now he's going to fire, breaking off his route. Coming back to the football is Julian Fleming. at the 31-yard line of Michigan, good for a first down. Check that 26-yard line of Michigan, good for a first down.
DJ Turner did a good job of breaking on the ball, but when you have to honor the speed of these receivers and you give them a 7-yard cushion, when you only got to pick up 3 yards, it's hard to defend that.
So if they spot it on the 25-yard line, Ohio State leading 7-3, 4:42 to go here, quarter number 1. Bunch formation to the left for Ohio State. Stroud in the backfield by himself. Now he'll motion everybody back, including Mayan Williams, who joins him in the backfield. Pistol formation. 2 receivers split right. Stroud's got the snap. Back to pass. Tries to set up a screen. The Wolverines sniff it out. Now Stroud looking downfield, and he's got all kinds of room if he wants to run, and eventually he's going to tuck it under and take a hit by Will Johnson as he gets to the 20-yard line. Wolverines did a good job of smelling a rat there and seeing a screen pass, but then fortunately a lot of room there for C.J. Stroud.
Well, and what happens is when you sniff things out that quickly, everybody runs to the ball. Everybody was on the left side of the field, and C.J. Stroud he saw the opening on the right that said, hey, there's nobody there. Everybody has run off. I'm trying to look for a receiver downfield. He's not going to throw it because at that point he's got linemen downfield.
Ball at the 20-yard line, 2nd and 5 for Ohio State. It's on the right hash. They go heavy set with 2 tight ends. And they'll hand it off to Mayan Williams running right. He gets tripped up as he gets to the line of scrimmage by Chris Jenkins. Falls forward for a short gain. It'll set up a 3rd down for OSU.
Michigan's got to find a way to get a stop against the run. I mentioned it, 47 yards in that opening drive, and that's what's making this Ohio State offense so difficult to defend right now. Last year, fairly one-dimensional. They wanted to throw the ball, and for Ryan Day, he's always kind of been reluctant to go to the run. They've done it early, and it makes it very hard when they have both the run and the pass working as effective as they are.
This is a 3rd down and a long 2 for Ohio State. Stroud's going to take a snap from under center and turn and hand it off to Williams, who will run right and get met in the hole. Did he have enough for the first down is the question. Ozzie Smith was there. This is going to be very close. And they're saying first down. Just enough for Ohio State there. They've got it on the Michigan 15-yard line, looking to add to their 7-3 lead. Cam Good is in the middle of that Michigan defensive line now, the transfer from UCF.
Looking to add some size in the middle there, try and ensure the rush game up.
Shotgun for Ohio State, 1st and 10 from the Michigan 15-yard line. C.J. Stroud brings a man in motion. Now we'll throw back to the motion man. That is Xavier Johnson, and he's met immediately by Michael Barrett, who drops him for a short gain. Great open field tackling there from Michael Barrett. On a well-designed play to get it to Xavier Johnson in space, but the Wolverines defense was there.
Well, earlier in the game, Xavier Johnson brings it all the way across, and they're able to hit him in the open. This time, they bring him halfway across, throw him back, and great read by Michael Barrett of seeing Johnson stop in the backfield and retreat, catch the ball.
2nd and 9 for Ohio State from the 14-yard line. They look to the sideline for the play. They got 2 receivers split wide right. A lot of room out there with the ball on the left hash. Stroud has the snap. He'll hand it off. Mayan Williams. Nothing there as the Wolverine defense fills the hole, and it's Mason Graham driving him backwards for no gain. And the Wolverines have Ohio State in a 3rd and long.
And on that hash, they do a good job of substituting quickly. 3rd and long. They want to get some pass rushers in there. They take out Mason Graham, bring in Mozzie.
Ohio State goes quickly. Stroud back to pass. He's going to fire in the flat and overthrow his intended receiver as he goes to the ground. That looked like Stovar, the tight end, guarded by Mikey Sainristil out there. Incomplete. And the Wolverine defense has forced a field goal attempt. That pass actually attempted for Emeka Ibuka.
A great stop by Michigan right there. You don't want to go down 14-3. Now you got to be alert for a possible fake here. But to be able to go score for score and force them to kick a field goal in the red zone, that's a big-time stop by this defense.
32-yard attempt for Noah Ruggles, who is 4 for 5 between 30 and 40 yards. Snap is back, the hold is down, the kick is up, and the kick for Ruggles is good. So Ohio State extends their lead to 10-3 here with 1:19 to go in quarter number 1. 9 plays, 58 yards, over 4 minutes and 41 seconds. Michigan's defense stiffens in the red zone, and Ohio State forced to try and make a 32-yard field goal. The Buckeyes lead it 10-3 with 1:19 to go. So, John, I'm sure Jesse Minter and Steve Klinkscale, a lot to work on over there. The rest of that defensive staff, Mike Elston.
Yeah, and when you're talking about stopping this Ohio State team, you're going to have to get better play out of the front seven for Michigan's defense. You've got to find a way to put pressure on C.J. Stroud, and it's hard. Right now, they know C.J. Stroud is best if he's not under pressure, so they're getting the ball in his hands, out of his hands quickly. Hard to put pressure on him at that point, but you've got to shore things up against the run, force some third and long situations. That way, hey, again, it's going to be the front four, that have to put pressure on him, because you got to drop everybody into coverage. We know how difficult it is to cover this trio of receivers, and then you throw Stover in it. He's already been in the mix in the pass game.
Let's go down to the field and check in with number 8, Jason Avant.
So you see Michigan defense stiffen there in the red zone, and one of the keys to that was getting a stop on first down. They made a play on the throwback screen there and got him into a 2nd and 9, which changed the outcome. Michigan has been losing first down. If they can continue to do that, get some more 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9s, we can see an outcome change in this game.
Jason, what is the mood on the Michigan sideline?
Oh, everyone is up. Every player believes that they can win this game, and that's been the word spreading on the sideline this entire time, especially in pregame. This team definitely believes.
Yeah, I think Jason makes a good point there. You've got to be really good on first down, force him into 2nd and long, and then we saw Mason Graham with the big stop as they tried to run on 2nd and 9, forcing them into a 3rd and 8 situation.
Ohio State leads at 10-3 with late first quarter, minute 19 to go. Roman Wilson and Joe Taylor are deep to field this kickoff as Michigan gets the ball for the 2nd time today, getting a field goal from Jake Moody on their opening possession. Jaden Fleming will kick off. His first one went through the end zone for a touchback. Roman Wilson averaging 22.5 yards per return. Good speed, and this one will be returnable if he decides to bring it out, and he doesn't as he fields it in the end zone just across the end line, and we'll take a knee, and the Wolverines will start from the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and for Michigan, they're going to have to establish a line of scrimmage. -4 yards rushing to this point, only one drive, and it's not indicative of so far what this team has been about, what they've been doing successfully to get them to 11-0. They've got to find a way to control the line of scrimmage, give your running back, whoever's going to be in the backfield, a little bit more room, a little bit better decision-making at that point.
Well, the man in the backfield this time is C.J. Stokes, the freshman, with 3 receivers split left. Wolverines have it on their own 25-yard line, and it'll be C.J. Stokes running right. He skips through a hole but gets tripped up. Oh, there was some room out there for C.J. Give him 2 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, C.J. just tripped himself up behind Zach Zinter there. There was yardage to be gained out there, and he just needs to slow down a little bit, take a page out of what we've seen Blake Corum do, and that's be patient, allow the hole to develop, and then hit it.
Stokes will remain in there. Pistol formation. Full house backfield with Colston Loveland back there as well. JJ in a shotgun on 2nd and 8. Has the ball, turns and hands it off to Stokes, running left, and he's got some room across the 28-yard line. Spins down at the 29. And it'll be a 3rd and 5. Tommy Eichenberg, the man on the tackle. And with the clock running and 28 seconds to go here at quarter number 1, the Wolverines looking at a 3rd and 5.
Yeah, again, more push up front. You've got to be able to move the line of scrimmage, allow a young running back in C.J. Stokes the ability to get to the line of scrimmage before he needs to make a cut.
It's going to be the final play of the quarter if Michigan wants it to be. There's 9 seconds to go. The Wolverines break the huddle. 2 receivers to either side. J.J. McCarthy with Donovan Edwards in the backfield. And it looks like they're going to let the clock run out on quarter number 1. Quarter's in the books from here in Columbus. The Wolverines looking at a 3rd and 5. When we continue, they trail at 10-3 in the game from the shoe. 10-3, Ohio State on top as we have entered the 2nd quarter here. And John, what would you like to see on this 3rd and 5?
Well, I'd like to see Luke Schoonmaker, possibly, Colston Loveland, one of the tight ends, find a way to give an easy target to J.J. McCarthy for a first down. And whether it's a tight end or it's Ronnie Bell coming across the middle, I'm not looking for anything deep right now. Just get him outside the pocket. Might even go play action pass. You saw 2 runs there go with a little play action pass, roll him out, get him outside the pocket. Protection has been good. It's just a matter of, hey, settling things down, making sure that you can convert this first down, and then you got, once you get that fresh set of downs, it changes everything for this offense.
Wolverines with just 2 first downs in the first quarter. Both of them came on third down conversions, where JJ made something happen with his feet to create more time. One a pass to Cornelius Johnson, the other the 33-yarder to Ronnie Bell. So the Wolverines have broken the sideline huddle and taken the field with 3 receivers split to the left. It's Schoonmaker, Bell, and Cornelius Johnson out there. Donovan Edwards off the left hip of J.J. McCarthy. Colston Loveland is split out to the right. From the shotgun on this key 3rd and 5 here. First play of the second quarter with Ohio State leading 10-3. They bring Schoonmaker in motion. Now both tight ends split wide right. J.J. has the snap. Back to pass. Looking. Fires too high for Ronnie Bell. Oh, he got his hands on it, John, but couldn't bring it in.
Yeah, when you get a chance in this game, you get your hands on it, you've got to make that catch. Now, you'd love to have a better throw by J.J., but that one, hey, both hands are on it. He's right at the first down marker, ran it with enough distance to pick up a first down, and, hey, you got to convert those. A little bit high, but again, it's a ball that Ronnie Bell should have caught.
Brad Robbins will punt for Michigan. Still leads the country in hang time. The dangerous Emeka Ibuka is deep for Ohio State, standing on his own 25-yard line. Michigan hasn't allowed a punt return of more than 10 yards since the 2017 Ohio State game. Big Tar snap is good. Ohio State looks like they're going to set up a return. Robbins gets his right foot into it, and Ibuka is going to come up and field it on a fair catch at his own 30-yard line. And that's where Ohio State will take over. 40-yard punt, no return. And Michigan's defense will take the field again.
Yeah, this is where I mentioned it at the finish of that last drive. They solidified things inside the red zone. Let's see if you can do it now. If you can get a 3 and out and be tougher up front with that front 7 against the run, find a way, if they do drop back to pass, to get pressure with just those front 4.
Ryan Williams in at running back here. Again, Travion Henderson out for the Buckeyes. Williams is flanked to C.J. Stroud's left. 3 receivers split right with the ball on the left hash. Stroud from a shotgun. Claps his hands, has the snap, will fire quickly. He's got his tight end Stover, catches it at the line of scrimmage and spins forward as he's met by Will Johnson. Short gain for Stover. Well, a decent gain on first down. They give him 6 yards as the ball's marked on the 36-yard line.
Nice open field tackle by the young fella.
Quick handoff to Mayan Williams up the middle, and he powers forward close to the first down. He got spun around and kind of back towards the first down marker. I'll look for the spot. They say a first down. Ball just across the 40-yard line.
Well, Michigan's going to have to find a way to stop Ohio State's offensive momentum right now.
Ohio State goes quickly. Stroud has the snap. He's going to roll right under pressure. Gets away from one man. Now fires to Julian Fleming, who's got it at the 47-yard line, right in front of the Michigan bench. He steps out of bounds. Jamon Green, the man out there in coverage. A gain of 7 on first down.
And with Ohio State going such a quick tempo, they're not allowing Michigan to make any adjustments.
Back to pass is Stroud. Goes wide receiver screen to Ibuka. He runs into the back of his blocker, and now he makes one man miss. Gets into Michigan territory down to the 42-yard line where Makari Page spins him to the ground, but move the chains again for Ohio State. They've got it 1st and 10 at the Michigan 42.
Mikey Samerstill did a good job of taking on the front blocker, and Rod Moore just came and slipped. Wasn't able to make the tackle.
Stroud from a shotgun. Back to pass. Looking downfield. Got lots of time. Now here comes the pass rush, and he's going to fire it to Stovar. He's got it on his 45-yard line, and the Wolverines are there. And throwing him to the ground out there is Rod Moore for a loss of 3 yards. As Moore closed very quickly from his safety spot. And that backs up Ohio State for a 2nd and long.
Yabioki on the pass rush ran out of one of his shoes, so he's got to get off, and they're able to bring on
Braden McGregor.
Braden McGregor as a replacement.
From the 45-yard line, 2nd and 13 for Ohio State. C.J. Stroud with 2 receivers split to either side. He's got Mayan Williams in the backfield, pistol formation. Now they bring Stovar in motion, and they'll hand it to Williams running left. And he's got some room to the 40. Spins out of Mikey Sainristel's tackle, and actually that'll trip him up But a good game there for Ohio State, setting up a 3rd and makeable.
Ohio State's winning at the point of attack in the rush game right now. Great coverage on 1st down, forcing C.J. Stroud to try and move around, throw it to his tight end late. But you got to do a better job at the point of attack against the rushing attack. 3rd
and 5 from the Michigan 37-yard line. Ohio State, 2 receivers split to either side. Mayan Williams continues at running back. They're on the edge of field goal range here. This might be 4-down territory for the Buckeyes. Wolverines need a negative play here. Stroud from a shotgun has it. Will hand it off to Williams, and he will get spun to the ground at the 34-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 2, and I suspect they will go for it.
Yeah, nice job by Michael Barrett of filling the hole, making a nice tackle. There's a wide hole there for him, a lot of ground to cover. Does a good job of putting a shoulder into him, cutting across his legs, and wrapping him up.
From the 34-yard line, big play here for the Michigan defense. Remember, Josh Ross's stop a year ago against Ohio State. The Wolverines need that kind of play here in the second quarter, trailing 10-3. 4th and 2 for Ohio State. From the 34-yard line, I formation, Stroud under center. He will turn and fake it, looking downfield. The Wolverines Stover, and they had him covered, and it's knocked away. Jalen Harrell, the man, sniffed it out. Wasn't fooled, and Stover couldn't bring it in, and Harrell helps the Wolverines get that stop on 4th and 2.
Had him from the line of scrimmage and took him all the way down the field. It was a nice pass, but a great coverage job by Jalen Harrell, doing something he doesn't normally do, and that's covering the tight end down the field, but making the play when it matters. Hopefully this is the momentum shift that Michigan needed. A big stop on 4th down.
Donovan Edwards in at running back for the Wolverines, with 2 receivers split left and 1 split right. The Wolverines down 7 here, but with the football back after a great play by Jalen Harrell on 4th down. See if they can get some momentum back from the shotgun. J.J. McCarthy has the snap, will hand it off to Edwards, and he's wrangled to the ground in the backfield. That looked like that tackle was pretty high near the face mask, but no flag. A loss of 1 on 1st down.
No, they're doing just what we saw Illinois do last week. They're crashing down the backside as Donovan Edwards tries to cut it back. There's nowhere to go. So look for this as an opportunity for JJ with that read option, the RPO, to be able to get some yardage on that backside if they're going to continue to crash down so hard.
3 receivers split left. JJ with a shotgun ball on the right hash. 1 receiver split right. It's Colston Lovell. Now they'll bring Schoonmaker in motion. Both tight ends to the right side. Donovan Edwards in the backfield. 2nd and 11. JJ back to pass. Edwards picks up the blitz, and his pass is batted down. The Buckeyes scoop it up and will take it to the end zone. But wasn't that clearly an incomplete pass?
Yeah, it was batted down at the line of scrimmage.
The field is an incomplete pass.
Jake Sawyer, the man that scooped it up. Zach Harrison gets the PBU.
We're looking for Ronnie Bell coming across the formation there. And it's just a matter of Ryan Hayes, if you get on different levels as your offensive guard and they're running the game, a little TE stunt, you got to make sure that you flatten him off. Don't allow him to get in the vision or in the way of the quarterback throwing the ball.
Wolverines looking at a 3rd and 11. 2 receivers split to the right. It's Cornelius Johnson and Ronnie Bell. Tommy Dunlop in the backfield. They bring Bell in motion. Back to pass is JJ. Stepping up in the pocket, looking downfield. He's going to fire it deep. Luke Schoonmaker's out there, but he overthrows him in Ohio State territory. And Ohio State gets a 3 and out.
I think that was a called run for JJ. He saw his lanes collapse. Nice job by Ohio State's front 4. So he tried to throw it out to Schoonmaker, who was in double coverage. There's really no hope in that play. It was clearly a called quarterback run.
4th and 11 for the Wolverines, and Brad Robbins, standing on his own 19, will punt it away to Emeka Ibuka. Is at his 20-yard line. 10-3 Ohio State on top, 10:34 to go here in the half. Keep your eye on Lathan Ransom. He's blocked punts in back-to-back games, but Ohio State doesn't bring the pressure. Good punt from Robbins. Great hang time. Ibuka will make a fair catch on his own 22-yard line. And that's where Ohio State will take over with a 10-3 lead. 45 yards on the punt. Doug Carson, John Jansen back in Columbus, along with Jason Avant. Jack Miller, statistician is Bob Rossick. Spotter is Bruce Motti. Down on the field, Jason Avant. And the Wolverines trailing it here, 10-3. Our engineer is Tony Butler. 10:26 to go here in the second quarter. John, during that commercial break, we were talking the Michigan offense needs to do something to help the defense out.
Right now, only 48 yards of total offense, 0 rush yards. And I know that, we haven't seen Blake Corum. Hopefully we'll get an update on him as to whether he'll be back or not. But it doesn't matter. You should be able to plug in somebody behind this offensive line and still be able to gain yards, churn out some first downs. Right now, only 2 first downs for this Michigan offense.
Both came on Michigan's opening drive of the game. The Wolverines got a field goal. Ohio State went touchdown, field goal, and then lost it on downs their last possession. Second quarter is presented by Lexus. Lexus, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics. So Ohio State, following the punt, will take over on their own 27-yard line. The ball on the left hash. And the Michigan defense trying to get the football back for the offense. We see Dallin Hayden in for the first time today. He's gone for 100 yards each of the last 2 weeks, the freshman running back. Stroud from the shotgun with Hayden off his right hip. Has the snap, back to pass. Looking, fires underneath, wide open. Stroud is tight end, who was just smoked as he gets to the 37-yard line. But a good gain on first down to G. Scott.
Well, I know that Michigan is really concerned about the deep pass game, but at some point you've got to move that coverage up a little bit. When you look out against Igbuka, there's a 10-yard cushion on the tight ends. And you're not so concerned about the tight ends. You know there are going to be weapons in this offense, but you've got to find a way not to give up those easy first downs.
Ball to the 38-yard line, Ohio State. First and 10. Shotgun again for Stroud. Fakes the handoff, back to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires, crossing route, has his man, and it's knocked away. Good defense there. DJ Turner got his hand in to knock it away from Marvin Harrison Jr. Incomplete. Second down for Ohio State.
Hey, this is an opportunity for DJ Turner, Mikey Sanders, still Will Johnson. When they get a chance to match up against Marvin Harrison Jr., you're going against NFL talent. That was great coverage by DJ Turner, right in his hip pocket, hand on his back, not turning him, so you don't get called for pass interference, but then getting a hand out to block the pass.
Second and 10 for Ohio State from their own 38-yard line. 2 receivers split right for C.J. Stroud. Hayden continues in the backfield. And this time he'll take the handoff and get met as he gets to the hole by Jalen Harrell and spun to the ground across the 42 to the 43-yard line. A gain of 5 yards. That looked like it could have been a bigger play had Harrell not stepped up, and Ohio State looking at a third down.
Jalen Harrell right now, we saw the big play he made on fourth down against Stover. He's one-on-one in the run game against him as well and wins that battle. Is able to shed the block and come off and make a tackle from his defensive end position.
Ohio State has to get to the 48-yard line. 3rd and 5, empty backfield for Stroud. They go 5 wide. He's got the shotgun snap, back to pass. Here comes the pass rush, and he's going to loft it towards the sideline. Incomplete. Makari Page, check that, R.J. Moten, the man out there, as the ball got to Xavier Johnson, who just gave him a shove right as the football arrived and knocked him out of bounds. He couldn't hang on, and the Michigan defense is forced to punt.
And the defensive line did a good job. We talk about winning with 4. They bring 5 on this one. Mozzie Smith is the one that beats the guard and is able to put pressure. And C.J. Stroud, once he gets off his mark, is off balance. Not as accurate, but a great job by R.J. Moten to come in and put the hit on at the end.
Okay, careful of the sun here because A.J. Henning is standing on his own 9-yard line to field Jesse Mirko's punt. And the sun could be a problem. He rolls to the right and gets a low-line drive off. It's going to bounce in front of A.J. Henning. Lets it roll. Ohio State chasing after it. And they knock it down, but did it go in the end zone? It looked like it did.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it did. Whew.
It's a close one.
Very close. As their first man to arrive tried to bat it back in. 57-yard punt. There's a flag down, however, back at the line of scrimmage.
They might have had somebody illegally downfield. They're checking with Jim Harbaugh to see if he wants to accept the penalty or not. Either back him up 5 and re-punt or take the ball at the 25-yard line.
I think you take the ball.
Holding. Kicking team number 30. That 10-yard penalty will be added to the touchback spot.
Or option number 3.
First down on the 30-yard line. Timeout.
The best of all worlds.
Yep, we'll
Wolverines
take that one.
will get it at the 30-yard line. When we continue, the defense steps up and gets a stop. 9 minutes to go in the half. 10-3, Ohio State leads. Chuck Harsh, John Jansen back at Ohio Stadium. 10-3, Ohio State on top. Michigan take over on their own 30-yard line following the punt. Let's go down to Jason Avant. Jason?
The last few series, Blake Corum has been right by the offense, but he had his helmet off, and it doesn't look like he's going back in there. This type of injury, usually you need to stay warm, and if you leave a couple series, you won't, return back into the game. And also, J.J. McCarthy needs to settle down, miss some really easy throws, some out routes. He settles down, this team gets going.
Yeah, that third down pass to Ronnie Bell was one that he just overthrew, and quite honestly, Michigan just needs to get this rushing game up and going.
Be a good time for that here, trailing 10-3 in the second quarter, which is presented by Lexus. Lexus, proud partner of University of Michigan Athletics. Wolverines take the field with the ball on the left hash. Ronnie Bell split wide left. Andrell Anthony in the game for the first time, along with Roman Wilson split wide right. Donovan Edwards in the backfield next to J.J. McCarthy. Ohio State's defense been pretty good so far. They lead at 10-3 with 9 minutes to go in the half. J.J. McCarthy, as the fans start to get into it, brings Ronnie Bell in motion. Has the snap, hands it off to Edwards, running left, cuts up field, and has a couple of yards out to the 32-yard line.
Well, they do a good job of picking up a few yards. I'd like to see 4 yards on first down. 2nd and 8 is not ideal, but they did get positive yardage. There's yardage to be had on the split side. They're running to the tight side frequently right now, and right now Ohio State's just outnumbering them to the front side.
2nd and 8 for Michigan. Wolverines got 2 tight ends to the right side. They bring Ronnie and Bell in motion. Then we'll hand it off to Edwards up the middle, and he's met in the backfield and swarmed under. That'll be a loss of 1.
They're crashing everything inside. Ohio State is right now, and they're running hard to the ball, heavy pursuit. This is where ball handling skills in the backfield, little creativity in the play call could really help Michigan's offense.
JT Tuimoloau on the tackle there, and John, we want him to get the run game going, but no success, and now they're set up in 3rd and long.
This is where JJ's got to step up and make a play, whether it's a receiver making a catch, just an accurate throw. Lead your receivers, let them go make a play.
Tommy Dunlop in the backfield for Michigan. 3rd and 8 from their own 31. 7:41 to go in the half. Michigan trails at 10-3. JJ back to pass, heavy blitz, fires far side. He's got his man Cornelius Johnson. He makes a man miss. He's in the clear to the 50, tripped up. He's going to go. Cornelius Johnson. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown, CJ.
Yeah, hey, you let them out there. Let your receivers go make a play. It doesn't have to be J.J. McCarthy on every time. Just put it in his hands. Let him go make a play. What a big moment for this Michigan football team, and especially the offense.
Ohio State and their defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, brought a heavy blitz, and Michigan burns them in man coverage. Cornelius Johnson with the longest pass play of the year for the Wolverines. And Michigan has made it a 10-9 ball game after the 69-yard touchdown pass. Cameron Brown was the man in coverage who gave up the big play. 3 plays, 70 yards, over 1 minute and 34 seconds. Jake Moody on for the extra point to tie it. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And we got a 10-10 game, John Jansen.
How many times have we seen, whether it's Blake Corum just get tripped up, or it's Cornelius Johnson, Ronnie Bell just get tripped up. Cornelius kept his feet. The second defender that was there tried to trip him up. He did everything he could to stay on his feet, and what a beautiful, beautiful moment for this offense.
7:26 to go in the half. Ohio State 10, Michigan 10. This Cornelius Johnson goes 69 yards for a touchdown, his 5th of the year to lead the way for the Wolverines, a 69-yard play. Cornelius had 75 receiving yards the previous 4 games combined, and we are tied at 10 here in the Horseshoe. And, John, that pass was caught short of the first down.
Yep.
So he had to break a tackle just to get the first down. Once he broke the tackle, he got tripped up again, kept his feet, and there was nothing but green in front of him.
Very reminiscent of Ty Streets in '96, going the distance, and who knows what this one means, but it's a great way to tie up the game and get some momentum for this offense.
Jake Moody will kick off and sail it over the head of Xavier Johnson. It'll be a touchback, and Ohio State will take over at the 25-yard line, but we've got a flag. We await that call. By the way, that Wolverine touchdown brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first. The penalty's all about. The flag was at the 40-yard line. Michigan kicking off from the 35. The only thing I can think of is that they were offside.
outside. Kicking team number 42. We'll add 5 yards to the touchback spot. First down.
Now, you don't want to give Ohio State any free yardage, any free plays, but hey, we'll tee it up at the 30 and see what happens.
And a hush has settled over Ohio Stadium here following the lightning bolt to Cornelius Johnson. Let's quickly go down to number 8. Jason?
Yeah, we can see our defense. If we can win on first down, these last few series, we won on first down, we're able to get them off the field. So let's see what our defense can do.
Well, you're exactly right. Ohio State from the 30-yard line will snap it and hand it off to Trainum running right. He's got a lot of room to the 40, to the 50. And he's tripped up. Actually, a great tackle by Rod Moore, who was being blocked and still managed to bring down Chip Trainum as he got into Michigan territory down to the 43-yard line. Chucked at the 46-yard line. A gain of 25. First and 10, Ohio State. They go quickly. Stroud back to pass. He's going to fire, looking for Marvin Harrison Jr., and he's got it inside the Michigan 30, down to the 28-yard line where he steps out of bounds. Hell of a throw there from C.J. Stroud, and Ohio State is quickly knocking on the door, looking to get the lead back.
Good coverage by Michigan, but that just shows the accuracy for C.J. Stroud when he's able to set his feet but deliver the ball downfield. And within 2 plays from the 30-yard line, now you're already on the opposite 28.
As advertised, the Ohio State passing game, very dangerous. Now a toss sweep to Trainum, and he is met by Michael Barrett as he gets to the 25-yard line, down to the 24. A gain of 4 on first down for Ohio State.
Well, this is what they're doing, exactly what we've seen Michigan do all year. 4 yards on first down with the rush game. Then they're opening things up in the pass game. You're talking about the opportunity to open up the playbook and put Michigan in a very compromised situation when you're looking at 2nd and 6.
6:17 to go in the half. We're tied at 10 from here in Columbus. Ohio State from the Michigan 24-yard line. C.J. Stroud has the snap, back to pass, and we get a whistle and a flag as soon as the ball is snapped.
Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
Well, that's the truck, DeJuan Jones, and when he moves, everybody sees.
He's not, you might say he's not very stealth.
6'8", 350.
He's a big boy, and this offensive line for Ohio State has showed up today. They are blocking extremely well. Michigan needs to do a better job at the point of attack. And, hey, if you can't be good on first down, we'll take that penalty and make it 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 for Ohio State from the Michigan 29-yard line. Stroud back to pass. He's going to fire. Slant pattern. Ooh, it's broken up. Rod Moore gets there just as the ball arrives. Looking for his man, Xavier Johnson. Rod Moore with an outstanding play there. Pass ball is incomplete. It'll be 3rd and long for Ohio State.
Perfect timing. Right as the ball hit Johnson, right in the number, Rod Moore puts his helmet right in his back and disrupts the opportunity to catch that ball. It's just a great play, great read by Rod Moore.
3rd and 11 for Ohio State. From the Michigan 29-yard line, 5:46 to go in the half. 10-10 ball game. 2 receivers split wide to either side, and Jim Harbaugh wants to use a timeout.
Timeout, Michigan, their 2nd of the half. 30-second timeout.
John, you got to think about if they hold here, Ohio State look at a field goal.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 3rd and 11 right now. If they can keep this to anything less or greater than 4th and 2, I don't think Ohio State goes for it. They force a field goal, and Ohio State right now is trying to respond after that Cornelius Johnson touchdown. They tied the game up, Michigan did. Ohio State wants to respond, put a touchdown on the board. This is, after the defense has given up an easy 60 yards, an opportunity for Michigan to tighten things up and force another field goal.
Well, if there's no gain on this play, it would be a 46-yard attempt. Ruggles is 5 for 5 from 40 to 50 yards. All right, out of the timeout. 3rd and 11 for Ohio State from the 29-yard line. C.J. Stroud in the shotgun. Has the snap, back to pass. Got lots of time. Now he's going to fire his receiver, slips, and the ball is incomplete. Jalen Harrell was out there in coverage. Is that with Ibuka? Wow.
Yeah, I tell you what, Jalen Harrell has done a great job. And Jesse Minter changing things up. And we talked about, Steve Clinkscale said, hey, this offense will keep you off balance. We want to do the same thing. Being able to have the ability to drop your outside linebacker / defensive end into coverage against an athlete like Ibuka throws things off for an offense.
Jesse Mirko will hold. Noah Ruggles, did I mention he hasn't missed from this distance, from 47 yards to give Ohio State the lead back. Snap is good, the kick is up, the kick is on its way, and the kick is good. Ruggles connects from 47 yards, and Ohio State takes the lead back 13-10, but a good job by the Michigan defense to force another field goal attempt.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State got the ball with the penalty at the 30-yard line. Within 2 plays, they're down on Michigan's 28 and looking at 1st and 10, and all of a sudden they pick up 4 yards in the rush game. Things are looking bad, then all of a sudden it's the penalty, and Michigan is able to step up and get a big stop. And that's why when Jason Avant says, hey, you've got to be good on 1st down, when Ohio State is forced to go 2nd and 11, they're a completely different team. That's where Michigan needs to tighten things up, is the ability to stop the run on 1st down.
Credit Rod Moore, who had a touchdown-saving tackle as he was getting blocked on that run by Trainum from 25 yards, and then a big PBU on the slant pattern to Xavier Johnson. Helped to get the stop for Michigan.
Jim Harbaugh loves Rod Moore, loves the fact that he's first one in, last man out, always studying opponents, and no surprise that he'd be in the right place at the right time.
Ohio State will kick it off, deep for Michigan. Roman Wilson and Joe Taylor. And this kick will sail over the head of Roman Wilson and into the end zone, and Michigan will take over once again from the 25-yard line. Let's go down to our Jason Avant. Jason?
Jalen Harrell's been a playmaker today. You know how hard it is to drop back and cover 3 one-on-one with one of the best receivers in the country. Great job by him. He's been showing up this entire day.
Had the big play on that 4th down stop earlier in the game that kind of shifted the momentum. Jalen Harrell, the native of Tampa, Florida, has showed up today here in Columbus. So Michigan will take over, trailing 13-10 with 5:36 to go in the half. Donovan Edwards in a pistol formation behind J.J. McCarthy, ball on the left hash. J.J.'s got the snap, play action, back to pass, steps up in the pocket, looking deep. He's got a man wide open. It's Cornelius Johnson again, John. He's in the clear. C.J. to the 10, to the 5, yes. One play, 75 yards. Touchdown, Michigan, and the Wolverines lead.
Oh, wow. They unveiled it at the right time, and Jim Harbaugh has been talking about J.J. McCarthy all season long. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to hit him in stride. Just lay it out there when you got a receiver that's so wide open. Let the receiver adjust to it. That one couldn't have been drawn up any better. And 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for Michigan.
Wow. 69 yards to Cornelius Johnson for one score, 75 yards to Cornelius Johnson for another score. That was one play, 75 yards in 12 seconds. Jake Moody's extra point is up, and it is good. And a stunned Ohio Stadium as Michigan now leads 17-13. That Wolverine touchdown was brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. Think Ford first.
Well, I know. You can't accuse Michigan of not being able to adjust. And great protection, little pressure from the tackles. J.J. McCarthy does a great job of stepping up in the pocket, delivers the ball on the money to Cornelius Johnson. And right now, if you would have told me halfway through the second quarter that Michigan would have 193 yards total and only one of those would be on the ground, I told you were crazy.
Let's go down to number 8, Jason Avant.
That was the key in the pregame that we talked about. There's going to be a lot of big plays down the field. This defense likes to creep up. They leave these guys on islands a lot, and we have to capitalize on it. Great day to make some big plays by the receivers. Great day for it.
Fans have been asking, where is the deep passing game all season long?
Yes.
Well, and it's been there. Like, we've seen Cornelius Johnson. We've seen Roman Wilson. We've seen these guys open.
Yes.
It just hasn't been a connection.
They picked the best day to do it.
Jason, I am not going to disagree.
The previous long had been to Roman Wilson, 61 yards. I'll give you $20 if you can name who had the second longest catch. Well, we'll do it after this return for Xavier Johnson, who's got it and is knocked out of bounds as he gets to the 20-yard line on the kick return. Do you know who had the second longest catch this year for Michigan coming into this game?
Well, Roman Wilson had the longest. We got a little scuffle on the sidelines.
All right, everybody settle down. Everybody settle down over there. Xavier Johnson got knocked out of bounds at about the 20-yard line. And Somebody didn't like something that somebody said, and it's getting to know one another.
I think Jason might have been in the middle of that one.
I don't see any flags on the field.
Yeah, I'm down. It happened right in front of me. One of the Ohio State players came and shoved someone, and Michigan didn't take too kindly to it. The whole bench came out into the field.
Well, it's a matter of time before things get a little bit testy, and that's the first pushing and shoving. We've seen a lot of jawing, but that's the first pushing and shoving.
Do you know who had Michigan's second longest reception this year?
So Roman Wilson had the first one. I believe that was in the opener against Colorado State. The second one would have been, let's just say, Cornelius Johnson.
It was Max Bredesen. 56 yards against Hawaii.
No. I'm going to not get my $20.
No. All right, from the 21-yard line, Michigan leads for the first time, 17-13, and Ohio State will take over with Trainum in the backfield next to C.J. Stroud, who will throw quickly and have Ibuka at the 27. And he's wrestled out of bounds by a couple of Wolverines, including D.J. Turner, and good for a first down out to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, Michigan's just trying to keep everything in front of them right now, and I still am a little bit concerned that they're giving up so many easy first downs. You don't want to rely on always having to tighten up in the red zone.
From the 36-yard line, Ohio State, 1st and 10. Michigan leading 17-13, 4:56 to go in the half. Stroud has the snap, hands it off to Williams, running right. Check that Trainum across the 40 out to the 43-yard line. A good gain on first down for Ohio State.
Well, Paris Johnson, the left tackle, is right at the point of attack, and he does a really good job on Iyabioki of getting his hands inside of him, creating some running room for Ohio State's rush game. But you've got to find a way to be a little more stout on first down.
2nd down and 3 for Ohio State. Stroud back to pass, looking downfield. He's got all kinds of time and fires it complete. There's receiver Fleming, who's knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line of Michigan. Julian Fleming moved the chains for Ohio State. Will Johnson, the man out there in coverage, a gain of 15.
Got to find a way to get pressure on C.J. Stroud. We found that he's a little inaccurate when there's pressure on him and he has to throw off his back foot. Given enough time, it's really hard to defend this trio of receivers.
On the 42-yard line, Stroud back to pass, looking downfield. He's going to fire deep and take his own shot. He's got a man out there, and it's caught. Marvin Harrison Jr. into the end zone. Touchdown. He beat Jamon Green out there. That was one heck of a throw from C.J. Stroud. 42 yards, and Ohio State back on top, 19-17.
Well, we've seen it on the sideline to Marvin Harrison Jr. Now we're seeing it in the end zone. C.J. Stroud is a very accurate passer.
And Marvin Harrison Jr. is an outstanding receiver. And Stroud found him down the far sideline. And he brought it in. It wasn't actually bad coverage by Jamon Green, just a heck of a play by Ohio State. Ruggles on for the extra point. And the kick is up. And the kick is good. And Ohio State back on top, John. 20-17 with 3:49 to go in the half.
And here, if you're looking at Michigan's defense right now, there's two areas that we've talked about where you could show a little bit of improvement. One of them is first down, being able to be a little bit more stout on first down. The second is if C.J. Stroud drops back to pass, you're going to have to find a way with only rushing 4 to create pressure on him. Right now, Ohio State's offensive line is doing a great job of protecting him and giving him all the time in the world. It's really hard, even if you're dropping 7 into coverage, to defend this group of receivers along with the tight ends in this Ohio State passing game.
Well, the Wolverines with 3:49 to go will get the football here.
See if we can make it 3 for 3.
Well, remember, Michigan gets the ball to start the second half as well, so having a little bit of a 4-minute drill here, drain some clock wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, although I would not turn down another Cornelius Johnson one play.
They keep getting longer, so let's just see if we go for 80.
The kickoff coming down to Roman Wilson, who shields his eyes and lets it go into the end zone, and Michigan will take over from the 25-yard line. Let's go down to Jason Avant.
Michigan defense got burned there, but you got to continue to be aggressive. An NFL quarterback is going to make NFL throws. That's what you're seeing. Our defense has to still be aggressive. You're going to lose some of those, but as long as you stay aggressive, you'll come out on top.
By the way, CJ now has a career high. Cornelius Johnson, 156 receiving yards, his fourth career 100-yard game. And he is split wide right. Keep an eye on him. Ronnie Bell in the slot. On the far side, it appears to be Colston Loveland, pistol formation, with Donovan Edwards in the backfield. They bring Loveland in motion. JJ takes the snap, hands it off to Edwards, who's patient, and scoots through a small hole out to the 29-yard line, 4 yards on first down.
Just what the doctor ordered, 4 yards on first down. Now you're looking at 2nd and 6. You can take a shot downfield. You can look for some of that you can look for some of the underneath routes, some of those crossing routes to try and maybe get Luke Schoonmaker involved in this offense.
On the 24-yard line, 2nd and 6 for Michigan. JJ in a shotgun, Donovan Edwards continuing at running back. They'll hand it to him running right, and he outruns a defender to the 30 to the 34-yard line, where he's tracked down by Zach Harrison from behind. A gain of 5 on 2nd and 6, and that'll set up the Wolverines with a 3rd and short. Well, and we see Kalel Mullings come in at running back for the first time.
Yeah, we got word before the game that we might see him. Normally a linebacker, but he does have, coming into Michigan, they weren't sure they were going to play him at linebacker, running back. With the injuries that they've had in the backfield, not surprising to see him in the backfield.
He played running back in the spring. Mike Hart said he'd love to keep him, but they needed him on defense with the Nakai Hill-Green injury. 3rd and 1. JJ takes the snap, handoff to Mullings up the middle, and he's not going to get there. Stacked up right at the point of attack. That's where Michigan lost that play. And it's going to be 4th down for Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, and I know right now it looks like they're deciding whether to go for it or punt. Somebody call it timeout.
Ohio State took a timeout with 2:26 to go and a 20-17 lead.
Well, not much push by the Michigan offensive line. Ohio State had everything stacked up in the middle. Surprising that they would go with Kalel Mullings on a critical 3rd and short, his first carry of the season.
Well, I know they liked him in short yardage situations. I talked to Mike Hart about that back in the spring. How much has he repped there throughout the season? Well, one of the questions.
Yeah, the problem is back in the spring, and you can rep it all you want in practice until you see it at game speed, until you hit those holes going against a team like Ohio State. It's really hard to replicate that. That's his first carry of this 2022 season.
Jim Harbaugh has made his decision. The Wolverines will punt with 2:26 to go, trailing by 3. Emeka Ibuka standing on his own 20-yard line. Brad Robbins has the snap. Ohio State brings light pressure. Good punt by Robbins. Ibuka ranging over to his left makes a fair catch right at the 20-yard line. And that's where Ohio State will take over after a 46-yard punt with 2:18 to go. Well, John, feels like this is a critical time for the Michigan defense to step up.
It is. Ohio State knows just as well as Michigan does. If Michigan gets the ball in the second half, they move down the field. In both of their last 2 drives, they were stuck kicking a field goal 2 drives ago. Last one, an easy drive with a couple of catches by Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm finishing with that touchdown catch. Got to find a way to get pressure here on C.J. Stroud.
Ohio State already with 311 yards of total offense. Michigan with the 2 big plays have kept this one close. Dallin Hayden in at running back. 2 receivers split wide right, 1 split wide left. Quick pass out there to Ibuka, and he drops it.
Oof. Well, Mikey Sanders showed blitz and then backed off at the very last second. I think it drew the eyes of C.J. Stroud. Anytime your eyes as a quarterback goes off your target, you're going to be a little inaccurate. Now, that one wasn't that far off the mark, should have been caught, but Mikey Sanders still playing some games with C.J. Stroud's eyes.
2nd and 10 for Ohio State. 2:14 to go here in the first half. They lead it by 3. from the 20-yard line. Stroud in a shotgun. Has the snap, inside handoff, and it's Trainum, and he gets out to the 25-yard line, wrangled down by Junior Colson as he gets to the 26. And with the clock from Ohio State, will be looking at a 3rd and 4.
An opportunity for Michigan to get off the field. Still just shy of 2 minutes left to go in the half here. Plenty of time to make something happen.
1:48 to go. Ohio State looking at a 3rd and 4. They shift their 2 receivers, Ibuka and Marvin Harrison Jr. from right to left. C.J. Stroud in a shotgun. Train him off his right hip. 3rd and 4. Here comes the blitz. Back to pass. Fires, and it's almost intercepted. Braden McGregor dropping into coverage. Got his big paws up there, and it falls incomplete as Stroud was looking for a slant pattern. And the Wolverines get the 3 and out and the stop with 1:25 to go in the half.
Again, a nice call by Jesse Minter, bringing Mike Barrett on the blitz, dropping Braden McGregor into coverage, and just out of the fingertips of Braden McGregor. But not a position that I think C.J. Stroud was expecting him to be in.
Jesse Mirko to punt, and A.J. Henning standing on his own 26-yard line. Mirko's got the snap, he rolls right, gets his punt off. This will be returnable for Henning. He fields it at the 27, splits a pair of men for Ohio State, gets out across the 30 to the 33-yard line, where he is taken to the ground, and that's where Michigan will take over with 1:14 to go. 47-yard punt, 5-yard return. Well, John, how aggressive do you get here?
Hey, you don't take your foot off the gas pedal. You find a way to, maybe it's C.J. Stroud, maybe it's Roman Wilson. We haven't seen him too involved yet in the offense. Andrew Anthony, we saw him get his first couple of reps just a few moments ago, but you have the ability to attack this defense still.
Michigan with 1 timeout remaining. They trail 20-17. They take over on their own 33-yard line. Donovan Edwards in the backfield. Maybe look for a screen here to Edwards. 2 receivers split wide right, 1 split wide left. Back to pass. J.J. fires, has his man caught right at the line of scrimmage, and immediately taken to the ground is Roman Wilson for no gain.
And that's why some of those deep passes have been good for Michigan. Roman Wilson not getting any cover, not any cushion from the secondary.
Back to pass. J.J. fires far side. He's got his man out there. It's Ronnie Bell, who's knocked out of bounds. They're going to say keep the clock running. A gain of 7. It'll be 3rd and short for Michigan. 45 seconds to go in the first half. Clock running.
Yeah, at this point, I'm surprised they're making that substitution. Taking way too much time off the clock. They're clearly just trying to get in field goal range.
30 seconds to go, clock running. Wolverines have subbed, and now they break the huddle. 25 seconds to go. JJ in a shotgun on 3rd and 2. Empty backfield. Bunch formation right. Diamond formation right. JJ back to pass. He's going to go quarterback draw and have the first down and much more to the 50, to the 45, and he's hit at the Ohio State 40 with 10 seconds to go in the half, and Michigan uses a timeout with 9 seconds to go.
That was a weird play. It felt like everybody kind of stopped at the line of scrimmage, like maybe they heard a whistle.
Before the ball was snapped, timeout, Ohio State. It's their second of the half.
They're going to have to reset the clock. And that nullifies the 18-yard run by J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, when that diamond formation that you described took off, it was like they got shot out of a gun originally, and then everybody just kind of stopped. We couldn't hear the whistle up here, and half the players did, half of them didn't.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 17 seconds. 17 seconds.
Well, Michigan needs a big gainer here to get into field goal range.
Well, I mean,
only they had a big game in their playbook.
Yeah. The ideal option here is a play to the sideline, get the ball out of bounds, stop the clock, get your first down, then take a shot downfield, because you don't want to use that timeout here if you don't get into field goal range.
Jake Moody's long is 54, so they'd have to get to the Ohio State 37. They're on their own 41 with 17 seconds to go on 3rd and 2. Now they go trips right. One receiver split left. That's the man with 2 touchdown receptions, Cornelius Johnson. They motion Colston Lovell. There's the diamond formation again on 3rd and 2. JJ's got the snap, back to pass. And we get a whistle and a flag, and it looks like the Wolverines offensive line jumped early.
Before the ball was snapped, false start. Offense number 6, 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Well, the fans getting involved, and sometimes you see stuff like this.
Yeah.
I know we saw a lot of it last year at the Big House.
But you can't have that from a receiver. They're looking in at the ball. They shouldn't move until that ball is snapped. The crowd noise should affect the offensive line, but not the guys out on the edge.
So a 3rd and 2 has become a 3rd and 7. Wolverines split 3 men out to the left. Now they bring Ronnie Bell in motion from left to right. Only 3 seconds on the play clock. JJ's got to hurry and just gets the snap off, back to pass. Plenty of time, and we get a whistle and a flag, and they're going to get Michigan for a delay of game.
Before the ball was snapped, false start. Offense number 52, 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
I stand corrected. False start. Well, Jim Harbaugh was pleading with his team to hurry as they broke the huddle, and you could see the play clock running down. And a 3rd and 2 has now become 3rd and 12 as Michigan's going the wrong direction.
Not how you want to end the first half. Obviously, with 17 seconds still, it's 1 timeout. They could get into field goal range here, but they've made life very difficult for them.
Well, with Ohio State holding on to a timeout, I wouldn't be surprised to see a run here to make them use that timeout. And just try and get to the half down 3, 20-17. 3rd and 12 for Michigan. JJ in a shotgun. He's got the snap. He's going to throw. Fire far side, and it's tipped around there by Cornelius Johnson and caught. And he's knocked out of bounds. They stopped the clock, but why? He was forward momentum, had it upfield. I'm surprised they didn't choose to wind the clock there with 12 seconds left. Right, if your forward momentum
is stopped in the field of play,
knocked backwards out of the field of play,
clock
they
should
usually
continue to roll.
They keep the clock running. So Ohio State will pocket this timeout. Let's go down to number 8.
That play was completely wrong. A few seconds ago, they called the same exact play and they rolled the clock. That was a really bad call by the referees. They should have ran the clock.
Ohio State pockets a timeout. Brad Robbins on the punt. Emeka Ibuka signals for a fair catch and will make it at his own 26-yard line. And Ohio State will have 4 seconds left. It might be a moot point here, John.
Well, yeah, the timeout's not going to come into play here, but you do have an extra, opportunity for them to run an offensive play. Got to back everybody up. Know that if they run something, they're going to try and run something deep.
Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Michigan football from Learfield. Ohio State in a victory formation will just take a knee and take a 20-17 lead to the half. And that's where we will start the 3rd quarter, and the Wolverines will get the opening kick of quarter number 3. John, your evaluation of half number 1.
Well, offensively, you love to see the fact that they've had some explosive plays. Cornelius Johnson has done a great job of getting in the end zone, 2 long pass plays. That's good. The rush game has been non-existent. These offensive lines got to find a way to move and start dominating at the line of scrimmage. Defensively, you've got to be very good on first down. Find a way to stop Ohio State's offense, limit them on first down, and then when they do drop back to pass, you got to put pressure on C.J. Stroud.
People joining us late. Blake Corum started the game, carried the ball twice. Michigan's rushing attack has been limited to just 10 yards in this game, but a pair of lightning bolts to Cornelius Johnson of 69 and 75 yards has kept Michigan in this one. It's 20-17 as we've reached the half.